Humm, baby.
Enjoy this great game.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric, and today, finally, I bring you my reaction on some of the rule changes for 2023. Obviously, there could be more still. Nothing is certain. Last year, I thought there wasn't going to be a runner at second base in extra innings, and then at the last minute, they put it back in there anyway. So I'm hopeful that doesn't come back. That's really the rule I hate most. These rules that we're talking about, bigger bases, we're talking about interesting things like, banning the shift. We're going to get into all that in this article right here. But Rob Manfred actually speaks. Here's a little clip of Rob Manfred speaking, talking about some of these rule changes, the pitch timer, the shift restrictions that are part of the rule changes for 2023. We'll see if there's any others. But let's check out what the man with the plan, the horrible plan, Rob Manfred, has to say.
There was an ongoing conversation, expression of concern about the way we were playing the game on the field. We've tried to address the concerns expressed in a thoughtful way, respectful always of the history and traditions of the game and of player concerns. On the player front, I'd point out that even when we had an opportunity to enact rule changes earlier in my tenure, we decided not to do it.
They've been making rule changes his entire tenure. I mean, there may be some rule changes that they've held off on that they're doing now, but they've been changed every year. There's rule changes. Every single year there are rule changes. So,
because of our desire to work with the players on these changes, our guiding star in thinking about changes to the game has always been our fans.
Sorry. Yeah, because fans, we've been just clamoring for those bigger bases. We want those big-ass bases. I know when I was a kid and we used to play Little League, we'd like, why are the bases so small? Can we make those bases big mother effers, like giant? that'd be more cool, right? So that's just definitely been one thing that, and I'm being very sarcastic, obviously, in case you can't tell. I don't think that they care about the fans, to be honest. At least not the hardcore fans.
With our fans, and certain things are really clear. Number one, fans want games with better pace. 2, fans want more action, more balls in play. And 3, fans want to see more of the athleticism of our great players. With these key fan-based desires in mind, we've engaged in a process to develop rules that will bring back the best form of baseball for the benefit of our fans.
Okay, so I don't, let's just take a look at the article here. I think we've heard enough. Pitch timer, limits on defensive shifts, and bigger bases are coming to MLB in 2023. I'll give you my reaction to each. Following recent experiments in the minor leagues, the recently formed Joint Competition Committee voted Friday in favor of the 3 rule changes aimed at improving pace of play, action, and safety at the MLB level. These are the big 3 right here for this year. There have been rule changes in the past that I've hated a lot worse, so unfortunately for the video, I'm not going to go on an insane rant like I have in the past, especially when it comes to the runner at second base in extra innings and even the 3-batter minimum. I hated that, and I hate that. The pitch timer, defensive shifts, limits, and bigger bases were the only 3 rules proposed by MLB, so they're passing all 3, and all 3 are coming into play. Though the automated ball strike system and alternatively an ABS challenge system has been experimented with in minor leagues, a formal rule change proposal related to the ABS has not been made to the committee, is not expected. So we're not going to have the robo-umps for 23. We will have a pitch timer. In the minor leagues, it does help the game kind of move along. The pitchers know it's there. As long as they don't, and I think they will probably display it on the screen because they'll be so proud of it, but I really don't want to see it. As long as it's there, yeah, it's going to be there somewhere on the field. They'll have a timer there. You can look at it if you choose to. I don't see any reason to put it on the screen when you're watching the game. And the pitchers will, they get used to there. They're going to get their rhythm down, and it won't be a big deal. I don't mind the pitch timer because it does keep the game moving, and a lot of people don't like it. I don't have a big issue with it. I'd rather it not be thrown in my face. I don't want to see it all the time. Baseball doesn't have a clock. It's just something there to say, hey, you can't just take forever. You have to throw the dang ball if you're a pitcher. 30 seconds between batters. Between pitches, there will be a 15-second timer with the bases empty and a 20-second timer with runners on base. At last check, the pitch timer had a reduced average the time of MILB games by about 26 minutes. So there's a lot of details here. Don't really need to get into all of it. The one that's interesting to me, though, if a third pickoff attempt is made, the runner automatically advances one base if the pickoff attempt is not successful. This is crazy right here. Because let's think about this for a second. If you're making a pickoff attempt, normally we've seen pitchers throw it 7 times over there. They're just completely obsessed with that runner. In this situation, if you only can make 3 attempts, meaning if you've made 1 attempt, you pretty much only have 1 more. So the runner can pretty much now get a really nice lead. After 1 pickoff attempt, the runner's safe. The runner get a pretty damn good lead because he knows if they try him again, he can't throw it again because your third try, it's a balk if you don't get him. So now the runner might as well just, I mean, you can take the biggest lead as you want, pretty much, as long as you don't get thrown out. So it's going to change the game because now, I think it's going to be kind of interesting, though. Because you got the runner, and it's like, there's one. It just makes it, I don't know, it's something else just to kind of watch out for and see how big of a lead the runner gets. We may see more pickoffs made. Pitchers will go for it after 3, or maybe their managers will tell them, do not try a third pickoff. If you got 2, you're done. But then the runner, again, can take a massive lead, pretty much steal second. So, anyway, I find this one interesting. But also this applies to batters too. Batters must be in the box and alert to the pitcher by the 8-second mark or else be charged with an automatic strike. So it matters to both. They just got to keep the game moving. Defensive shift limits. The defensive team must have a minimum of 4 players on the infield with at least 2 infielders completely on either side of second base. So basically, that's it. I mean, that tells you right there. 2 infielders on each side of second base. These restrictions are intended to increase the batting average of balls in play, to allow infielders to better showcase their athleticism, and to restore more traditional outcomes on batted balls. So you don't see that ball where, 100 years that was a base hit and now it's not. As of this writing, the league-wide batting average of balls in play of 291 in 2022 is 6 points lower than in 2012 and 10 points lower than 2006 because of those shifts. This is, again, something that's debated. I don't really have a big problem with it. The second baseman is going to play second base now. Third baseman is going to play third base instead of short right field. It is kind of crazy. I get this idea of the manager should be able to put them wherever they want. But by that logic, I mean, I can put my third baseman out in deep right field if I want to, and it's just weird. Wait, now he's not playing his position. You know what? You're supposed to play your position. So I don't have a big problem with the shift thing. Bigger bases, which would traditionally be in 15 inches, are going to be 18 inches. It does sound like 3 inches. It's not small. Square. 15 inches square to 18 inches square. That feels like a pretty damn big. That's not an inch. Not a half an inch. 3 inches. It might be visibly noticeable. We'll see. I can't say until the season starts. I'm not going to try to notice it. Someone will probably ask me, and then I'll look. But I have a feeling like, especially if you're going there live, you walk into the stadium when you have that, you're in the upper deck or something. You got a high seat. You have a view of the whole stadium. You're like, whoa, wait a second. Something looks funky there. Because the big bases. I don't love this, but this can have a modest impact on stolen base success. The primary goal is to give more players more room to operate and to avoid collisions. Especially important at first base, where fielders have an extra 3-inch advantage to stay out of harm's way from the base runner while receiving throws. I mean, it's just interesting. 150 years later, now we need these extra 3 inches because it's dangerous. It's just odd, but okay. I don't find any of these. I guess that this is okay with me. 2 out of the 3 I'm fine with. I'm fine with the shift restrictions, and I'm fine with the pitch timer. The bigger bases, what are we doing here? But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And he's going to keep tinkering. Every year there's going to be rule changes. He feels like that's his job. That is not what the original job description was for the commissioner. The commissioner was created after the scandal for the White Sox in the 1919 World Series, just to have someone over the game so they put down punishment, so they can just oversee the game, make sure everything is going clean, and just have basically an arbitrator there when things go crazy and when massive problems occur. They're not there just to tinker with the game and change the rules every year, but that's just my take. He's going to keep doing it. Let me know what you guys think, though. This is the my least pissed off I've been in an off season as far as rule changes go, and I'm hopeful that the runner at second doesn't return in 2023, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day. Appreciate your support. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe. We'll talk to you next time.